the Patach, the Nikuda of the Patach, also has a sound, a graphic design, a meaning, a sphera, and a gematria. What is the sound of the Patach? The sound of the Patach is ah. And we open our mouth when we recite the Patach, in contrast to the Kamitz, which is that we close our mouth. The Patach is a servant to the Kamitz, which is the king of the Patach. The graphic design of the Patach is a horizontal line. It's like a vav, but it is horizontal. The meaning of Patach is to open, to have a glimmer of what was previously closed in the Kamitz. The Kamitz is a closed world. It's the world of Keser, concealment. And now the Patach opens up that which was closed in the previous world. And now a person acquires new knowledge. And so therefore the Patach is the servant of the Kamitz. It is bringing out the Kamitz to the rest of the world. What is the Sephira of Chachma, or the Sphera of Patach? The attribute of Patach is Chachma. Chachma means wisdom, or a concept. Chachma ma'ayin timatzeh. Where does Chachma come from? It comes from nothingness. It comes from the Kamitz, which is concealed. When a person has an idea, it's like a lightning bolt. Where did it come from? It came from a place beyond one's wisdom. It came from the Kamitz, a very concealed world. Kamitz represents darkness. Yashas choshech sisrei. God sits in darkness. It's a place beyond intellect. And from that comes about a new birth, a new reality of a new idea, which is Chachma. And this is what we say in the Eishes Chayil Friday night, from the words of King Solomon in the Proverbs. He says, Piha pascha b'chachma. She opens her mouth with wisdom. In other words, the level of, or the sephira of Patach is Chachma. She opens her mouth, which is the Patach, and therefore, what does she have? Chachma, wisdom. And this is also the meaning of a verse that we say at least twice a day in our services, in the Tehillim, which is the Psalm of the Ashrei. We say over there, Peseach es yadecha, u'mazbi'a l'chol chayratzer. Peseach es yadecha means, God, you open up your hand, and you satiate every living being with ratzon, with will. So it says in the Zohar, Peseach es yadecha. What does it mean, Peseach es yadecha? To open up your hands. Says the Zohar, Peseach es yudcha. We ask God to open up your yuds, the letter yuds. There are two yuds. There's the yud of the higher wisdom and the yud of the lower wisdom. This wisdom, or chachma, is really a concept. It's like the letter yud. It's concealed. And therefore, Peseach es yadecha. We're asking God to open up your wisdom, to elongate your wisdom like the Patach, and therefore to make your wisdom known. And yadecha is yud, beis yudin, two yuds, alluding to the higher wisdom and the lower wisdom. The lower wisdom represents the wisdom of science, the wisdom of world, the wisdom of creation. And the higher wisdom represents the wisdom of your Torah, of the secrets of Kabbalah, and the secrets of spirituality. And this is all found in the Patach, the soul of the letters. And therefore we can understand the conclusion of the passage. And therefore you satiate every living thing with wisdom, with ratzon, with desire. What does that mean? When you ask a college student today, what do you want to do when you grow up? They're not sure. I don't know, I'm taking this subject, I'm taking that subject, but what do you want to be? What do you want to do? I don't know yet, I'll see, I have time. When I was 6 years old already, I knew what I wanted to do. But today, they have no ratzon, they have no will. They have no desire. And this is the blessing and the request and the prayer that we ask every day. Open up your hands, open up your yuds, open up your knowledge. And therefore, every living thing will know what their desire is. Ratzon, we explained in the previous class, is the world of kamitz. The kamitz, which is keser, which is the crown, alludes to the world of desire. But desire is closed, it's concealed. We don't always know what we want. And this is the prayer. God, Paisach, used the Patach to open up the kamitz, so I know what my will is, what my needs are, what I should be, what I should do, why I am here. From the Sphira of Patach, which is Chachma, we move on to the Gematria. The Gematria of the Patach is 6. Here too we find the concept of the 6 days of creation. How did God create the world? It says, Hashem, God, b'chachma, with wisdom, God established the world. And that is found in the very first verse of the Torah, Bereshis. Bereshis bara likim. God created in the beginning. The beginning alludes to the first of the Sfirot, the first of the 10 attributes, which is the attribute of Chachma. Through God's wisdom, through God's intellect, God created all 6 days of the week. So we said earlier that the Patach, the sound of the Patach is Ah. What is the meaning of Ah? So I tell a story that there was a boy by the name of Yankel. And on his bar mitzvah day, his father woke him up 5 o'clock in the morning. He said, Yankel, today is your bar mitzvah. Today you become a man. And therefore we're going to take you and we're going to break you into manhood. We're going to go to the mikveh, you're going to immerse in the ritual bath, and you're going to begin to do the mitzvahs with purity. So what did he do? He took him to the local river, and it was very cold, it was frozen, he broke the ice, and said, Yankel, go into the river. He says, Tati, but it's cold, it's cold. He says, go into the river, it's your bar mitzvah. So he goes into the river, he goes, oi, oi, it's freezing, oi. He says, don't worry, you'll see. You'll come out, you'll feel good. He went, he dunked a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. He comes out of the river, and his father takes a nice hot towel, and he wraps him up in the towel, and the boy goes, I'm a chaya, this is great. So his father said, this is a very important lesson in life. When the oi comes before the ah, then you know you're doing the right thing. At the beginning, it's difficult, it's hard, it's oi. But at the end, you're going to say, ah, machaya, this is great. But if the ah is right away, ah, this is great, then later you're going to say, oi, why did I do it? So this is the way to remember the Patach, the sound of the Patach, which is the Ah.